Hey gang, how are you doing? It's Jonathan again for Tailhunter Sportfishing, and it's time once again for the Mexican Minute La Paz video fishing report coming to you from La Paz, Baja, Mexico. And this is going to cover the fishing action for our Tailhunter Sportfishing fleet for this past week of the 24th of November to December 1st. That's right, already December. Hope wherever you are, you're doing well. Thanks for checking in. Thank you for subscribing. And I hope you had a fantastic, safe, and peaceful Thanksgiving. Hope you're done with your food coma. I know we sure had a lot of food, and I hope you did as well, and hope you had a great time with your respective families. But let's talk a little bit about fishing. Not really a lot to tell you, and I'll give you a big reason for that. We had a huge storm this past week. There was a little opportunity before the storm hit, but depending upon where you were in southern Baja or around in La Paz, 2.5 to 3.5 days of rain. Yep, that's right. I know a lot of the snowbirds are in town. A lot of folks come during this time every year because they're looking for some nice sunshine. And normally we've got that nice sunshine. A little breezy, a little rough outside to be on the water, but certainly a nice time to hang on the beach, be in town, visit some cafes, and just have a nice sunshine vacation. Apart from some of the other areas in the United States or North America that are getting battered by storms of all kinds right now, no matter where you are. In fact, I think if you're probably watching this and you're somewhere in the States, you're probably getting hit pretty hard right now. Well, just because there's a border doesn't mean the storms stop. Although, normally you can kind of count on the fact that there's going to be some sunshine in La Paz. But this past week, like I said, the rain came down. It was a major storm. A lot of folks weren't used to seeing the amount of rain that we had. Now, normally we get these kind of storms other times of the year. This is kind of late for a storm of this size to hit. But depending upon where you were, 2.5 to 3.5 days of rain, a little drizzle here and there. But other times, it came down in buckets. And I think a lot of the snowbirds weren't used to seeing this kind of weather. Take a look at these photos, and it'll give you a better idea of what happened this past week. Wow, what do you think about that? You folks that have been down there before, I'm sure there's some areas you might recognize, or you've certainly never seen underwater like that. But, it just happens sometimes. That's the way the weather is. There's nothing you can do about it. And I tried to tell some folks who really wanted to go fishing this week that I didn't think it would be a good idea because the forecast showed there was going to be some rain and there's going to be some wind. And, as much as I certainly like the business, like to have your money and all that stuff, like to keep everybody employed, captains working, I don't want you going out there and getting wet or any kind of a safety issue. So I'm sorry I couldn't have you out fishing this week. But, as you can tell, if you were in town, it just wasn't a good time to be out there. After the storm, not really worth it to be out there either. A lot of mud in the water, a lot of turned over, dirty water. The areas that normally we catch the bait in were washed over, very difficult to get bait. It just wasn't good to be out there. Plus, the winds came up after the storm. So again, not a good time to be out fishing. But that being said, there was a small window of opportunity before the storm hit. And although we could see it building up, we did get a few people out there. There aren't many folks fishing these days, but a few got out there. There's still some warm water around because the Dorado were still biting. Some nice size, 20, 25 pounders at the largest, maybe some smaller 5 and 10 pounders, but enough to have some action, have some fun. Still some bonita, Jack Crevalle. Inshore, there's still Pargo, Cabria, Snapper, things like that. So there's enough action going on if you can just check the weather forecast ahead of time and pick the days that the winds aren't blowing, because even though this coming week looks like there's not going to be any rain in the forecast, it does look like there's going to be some wind coming in, and it's coming in from the north. So normally we're not fishing out of La Paz. Most of our fishing is going to be inshore around near our Las Arenas and Muertos Bay area. Anyway, take a look at some of these photos that I've shown you from the storm, as well as some of these Dorado pictures. Some nice Dorado to see as well. So anyway, that's going to do it for a very quick wrap up of our Mexican Minute for La Paz and the Tailhunter Sport Fishing Fleet. Wherever you are, hope you're doing well. God bless. Take care of each other. We'll see you next week.